From the Sunmark Federal Credit Union Content Studio, this is the Sunmark 360 with Glenn Stacy.
I hope it's a good day where you are, and it's great to see you again on the Sunmark 360. I'm Glenn Stacy. The Regional Food Bank of Northeastern New York has been helping to feed the poor and hungry in our community since 1982, and it's the only organization of its kind in Northeastern New York. The food bank collects large donations of food from the food industry and distributes it to charitable agencies serving hungry and disadvantaged people in 23 counties. From Plattsburgh to Newburgh, the food bank service area encompasses 41% of the landmass of New York State and provides over 35 million pounds of food a year to 1,000 agencies. September is Hunger Action Month, and the Regional Food Bank is hosting its inaugural Hunger Action Challenge. It's a competition for businesses and organizations like Sunmark to collect the most food and funds to help our neighbors in need. Today on the Sunmark 360, we visit with Mark Quant, Executive Director of the Food Bank, to learn more about their mission and the details on the Hunger Action Challenge. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, Glenn.
On the Sunmark 360, it's great to have you here. A bunch of businesses have kind of banded together to try to generate some food and some income for the food bank. Can you tell me a little bit about the challenge and what's happening?
Sure. It's our first time. We've done a number of food drives over the years, but this is the first time we've done it in this way, kind of a competition. And we open it up not just to businesses, but organizations. We actually have at least one family that has decided to adopt the challenge. And so basically the challenge is out there for whoever is participating, and they sign up to participate to raise as much food as they can, food and money. So however many pounds of food you collect, if you donate money, each dollar donated will count as 5 pounds of food. So you can contribute food or money. The combination, we do the multiplication, do the addition. Bankers should know all about that, right?
That's right.
And then we come up with a total, and we'll have a winner at the end of the month.
And it's a very fun competition because businesses can, in a fun way, compete with each other for an amazing cause, and that is to fight hunger. Why is the food bank such an integral part of this community? Can you tell me in your words?
Well, sure, because hunger exists, number one. So there are people in our community who struggle to get by, whatever their situation is, no job, disabled, minimal wages, whatever the situation is. There are a lot of families that just are not able on a regular basis to put enough food on the table for the parents and for the kids.
It also goes beyond just families as well, because there are other organizations that you help, like domestic violence.
Sure.
Women that are in that situation that people don't realize once they get out of that situation, they go to a shelter, they need help.
Right. And the food bank doesn't serve those individuals directly. We serve those agencies that you just mentioned. So those agencies, we call them members of the food bank. They apply to become a member of the food bank, but that then makes them eligible to receive the food that we have available. So we collect large donations of food from the food industry, food that's still perfectly good to eat, but maybe just overproduced or nearing code date, or there was an error in production, potatoes too big, apples too little, whatever it is. They can't sell it, so instead of throwing it out, they can donate it to the food bank, and then we make that product available to our member agencies who are serving the people that we just talked about. So it's not just the food pantries, but it's the homeless shelters, domestic violence shelters, daycare centers, all the soup kitchens, all different types of programs that are geared to helping people in need. Whatever their situation might be, they come to these organizations for help. And these organizations can benefit by being part of the food bank.
When I first moved to the Capital Region, I did not understand until I first visited the scope of what happens here at the food bank.
Right.
So you might be familiar with the food pantry, but really the food bank is serving the entire region, and that's where everything is, pretty much the hub, that's where everything comes from.
Right. We're kind of like a distributor. We collect these donations that, for the most part, companies would not be able to donate this type of product directly to member agencies. They're not big enough, they can't handle the volume, but they can give it to us, and then we can channel it out. So we have about 1,000 different agencies we serve in 23 counties in the eastern part of the state. So we go all the way from the Canadian border on the north side all the way down to the New Jersey, Pennsylvania borders on the south. Have about 1,000 agencies that are providing meals or packages of food every day for people, and they're serving about 300,000 people a year throughout our service area.
What are the ways that if somebody is watching this video and they'd like to get involved, what are some of the avenues that they would be able to get involved and be supportive of the cause?
Sure. Well, you mentioned the food drive, so that is certainly one way. So through Sunmark, if you're an employee, donate food and or money to the campaign. So just contributions. Financial support is critical. We are not a government-funded agency. We're a private, nonprofit organization. We depend very heavily on the community for support. So financial support is really critical to us. We already mentioned food donations, and the other big one is volunteering. We have many, many opportunities for people to volunteer. We have volunteers here working in the warehouse Monday through Thursday, only day off is Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday also, so people can come in on weekends also to participate. So volunteering is really critical. If you don't mind getting your hands dirty, you can do it here. We have a farm also up in the hill towns, so you can really get your hands dirty if you want to do that type of work.
And also, besides just the food aspect of the food bank, there are other products that you do take in.
Sure.
That are needed. Can you talk just briefly on that?
Sure, we will take in anything we feel our member agencies can use. So we do get a lot of non-food items. We get a lot of paper products, personal hygiene, soaps. We've had some bedding, we've had sheets and plates and silverware and china, all different types of items that have a purpose and a place for people. Because if you're going through a difficult time, it often means that you're lacking a lot more than food. You're lacking a lot of the other essentials that maybe you and I are just used to having. They're just normal, they're part of our lives. But for a lot of people, that's not the case. So if we feel those items that are offered to us can be of use to the agencies we serve and the people they serve, we're happy to take those and pass those on. And we do get a lot of that type of product also.
And I'm sure folks can visit your website to try to get a scope and an idea of if they would like to donate,
sure,
what they can donate and what the food bank is in need of at the time, right?
Right. And I would say if you haven't been to the food bank and you're interested, give us a call and you can come over and volunteer, and then you'll be in the building and see a bit more about what we do. Or we're happy to give you a tour if you're interested in learning more about it, because we've had a lot of people come here and they're expecting one thing. You had mentioned a food pantry, and it's bigger than a food pantry. They come expecting this is a big food pantry. And so they come in our office, which is pretty busy and pretty big,
yeah,
but then we bring them out into the warehouse, open the door, and they look up 30 feet and they see product, food all over the place. And the big comment I usually hear is, I had no idea.
Exactly.
That's what people will say all the time, and for us, it's our best selling point, because I think it helps people understand the scope of what we do. Last year, we provided about 38 million pounds of food to our 1,000 member agencies. This year, we expect to go above that. So that doesn't happen in a little church basement. It's a full-scale operation with a trained and dedicated staff and a lot of contributions from the community. It does not happen without financial and in-kind and volunteer support from so many people in the community.
Sunmark is participating in the inaugural Hunger Action Challenge to collect as much non-perishable food and funds throughout September as we can for the Regional Food Bank. If you would like to help us win, drop off any non-perishable food donation or non-food item in the collection bin located in all Sunmark locations. Visit our website, sunmarkfcu.org, to make a monetary donation and to see a complete list of the needed items. Thanks for watching the Sunmark 360. I hope you have a great day. We'll see you next week. Don't forget to follow Sunmark and the Sunmark 360 on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube.